As missiles and rockets rain down from Iran and Lebanon, is Benjamin Netanyahu now finding himself surrounded as Mujtaba in Tehran and Naim Qassem in Beirut appear to move in lockstep? With Iran firing missiles and Hezbollah unleashing barrages from Lebanon, is Israel now being pounded from the north in a way that tests every layer of its defenses at once? As a fresh rocket storm slams into Kiryat Shmona and Metchala, are these northern frontline towns becoming the clearest symbol of how quickly the conflict is widening? When Iranian missiles arc in from afar while Hezbollah rockets roar over the border, is Israel now being squeezed between two coordinated fronts in real time? As the IDF claims to have hammered dozens of Hezbollah operatives overnight, is this a genuine turning point, or just one sharp exchange in a much longer battle? As Iran and Hezbollah step up strikes together, is Israel now facing true multi-front fire right in the middle of Passover? On April 2nd, Hezbollah fired more than 50 rockets out of southern Lebanon toward northern Israel in one concentrated burst. That barrage struck Kiryat Shmona, leaving at least 2 people likely injured and spreading fresh panic on the border. The rocket fire forced hundreds of thousands of Israelis to dive into shelters during what should have been quiet Passover celebrations. Hezbollah later claimed it had fired a missile at an Israeli helicopter operating over the border area near Ramia. The Iran-backed group boasted that the helicopter was forced to pull back after the attempted strike, presenting it as a small victory in the skies. In a separate incident, Hezbollah said it launched a guided missile at Israeli troops who had taken cover inside a house in the Lebanese village of Kauza. Soon after, a second rocket barrage was reported heading toward the northern Israeli settlement of Metchala, keeping the pressure on multiple points at once. In response, Israel launched overnight strikes on what it described as dozens of Hezbollah targets spread across Lebanon. The IDF says those raids hit command centers, rocket launch positions and weapons depots used to feed the cross-border fire. Reports add that the Israeli Navy joined in, striking at least one Hezbollah weapons depot in southern Lebanon from the sea. On the ground, Israeli forces kept up operations along the frontier, targeting suspected launch cells and bulldozing parts of Hezbollah's border area infrastructure. The army claims that more than 40 Hezbollah operatives have been killed in the past 24 hours alone, framing it as a major blow to the group's northern network. These latest clashes come just a day after Israel killed Hezbollah's southern front commander in a targeted strike in Beirut. The commander, identified as Haj Yosef Ismail Hashem, was killed in an attack that reportedly left around 7 people dead in total. Hezbollah quickly confirmed his death and hailed him as a beacon of the Islamic resistance, vowing that his blood would not go unanswered. On the morning of April 2nd, Iran fired another small volley of ballistic missiles toward northern Israel, adding to the pressure from further away. The IDF said no injuries or direct impacts were recorded in this round, calling it the 4th such attack since just after midnight. But the revelation that at least one of those missiles carried a cluster bomb warhead has raised fresh alarm about the kind of payloads now in play. With Iran firing missiles from afar and Hezbollah launching rockets from the north, Israel is now staring at the reality of multiple active fronts converging at once.